Oh man, what's going on, guys? Derek Hayden with Crown DJs back for another edition. We're one day late, but this is the greatest wedding show by Crown DJs. And I just want to give a shout out because we gained a subscriber in the last week, and that was unexpected. But on today's show, we're going to be talking about what to do when dinner is running behind. And then I want to just talk about those of you who are having your ceremony and reception at the same location. And then I got a little special topic that really, I talk about a lot of things that grinds my gears on this. But this last topic is a doozy, okay? So we'll get into that. But first off, let's talk about where I'm going to be at this coming week. Had one wedding pull out on me for Friday night. A good friend of mine. Sounds like he had other plans, so we're not doing that. But Saturday, we have two events. Georgie's going to the Talon room, and then I'm going out to Glenwood, Iowa. Then Sunday, I'll be at Country Pines, where you can see that. So you can see me off in the corner there, off in Iowa, and then just no need for two dots, but Glenwood, Iowa, and two in Lincoln this weekend. Before we get into the show, I just want to talk to you guys about the Summer Wedding Gala, which will be happening in downtown Lincoln on Sunday, August 1st from noon to 3 p.m. I had to look over to verify. It's at the Talon Room, which is in downtown Lincoln. I'll be giving away a $100 gift card to Target. I don't know what anybody else is giving away. And then also we'll be giving away 10 tote bags to the 10 first brides that check in. So, what are some perks of getting there early? Well, you're going to get a tote bag. I got them over here. I guess I could show you guys. But also the $100 Target gift card to one lucky person who shows up, checks in at my booth, and I'll draw your name randomly. But, we get about 20 to 30 people that show up or check in. I don't think we've hit that 40 marker yet. I'd love to see 50 people show up to this. We haven't done a lot of advertising for it yet, but I hope to see you there. Sunday, August 1st, the Summer Wedding Gala at the Talon Room. So today's topics, something happened at last weekend's wedding. Not to anybody's fault, I don't think. But the scenario, and I'm not going to call anybody out by name because they don't deserve to have their name dragged for this. It just brought up a topic for this because things happen at weddings and not everything goes according to plan. So in this instance, let's just talk about the timeline that we had for Saturday that was supposed to be as planned, and then we'll kind of talk about what actually happened. So, I was set to start at 5 o'clock. Guests start showing up. I actually started playing early, 4:30. I got there at 4:30. I just started playing. Started at 5 o'clock. Grand entrance at 6:15, followed by a greeting by the bride's father, blessing by the priest, and then table dismissal for dinner, okay? Followed by toasts, and then cake cutting. And then first dance, father-daughter, on and on and on, okay? What actually ended up happening is food was running a little bit behind. I was made aware of it, so we kind of finagled the timeline so that it wasn't a big impact on the entire night. So I wasn't necessarily made aware of it as soon as I wish I would have been, but that's okay. So what happened is we get to the point where we do the grand entrance. At this point, I have no idea that food is running behind, so I'm just like, we're good. Everything's going to flow. We walk in, crowd is rocking, 400 people just roaring for the bride and groom. They walk in, we got the cold sparklers going off. It's absolutely bonkers. It's everything they probably wanted. And so I check with the caterer. I'm like, are you guys ready to start dinner? Because we're ready to start dismissing. He says, give me 10 minutes. I go, cool. That's fine. 10 minutes comes, finds out he's still not ready. So I just ask, how much time do you need? He goes, is there any way that we can go into the next thing, like say toast or something? I go, listen, let's cut the cake and then we'll reconvene after that. So we go into cake cutting. They're still not ready. That's cool. So we decide to say toasts. Toast right when they're done saying toast. And actually, we kind of did like a 15-minute pause before toast. I made a quick announcement. I was just like, if your drink's empty, we're going to be saying toast before dinner. So please go grab a drink and we'll kick off toast in like 15 minutes. We do that, and it just worked out perfectly because dinner was ready as soon as the last toast was said. And we start dinner, and it turned out that we were probably, I think we started dinner about 7:15, and dinner should have started at 6:30. And I was actually ready to start dinner at 6:20, but so like 55 minutes from when I was there. But you know, we kept the show moving. We kept the crowd distracted, and for that, it didn't have any impact on the bride and groom. They were made aware of the slow up because they had to. Otherwise they'd been like, why is the DJ making us change the order of everything? But you know, after dinner flew. Okay, dinner flew by because they had 4 lines with 2 tables, 4 serving lines, buffet style. I was dismissing tables. It just flew through it, and I had no issues. Just checking the chat, see if anybody's on. Didn't look like we have any comments. If you're watching this live, be sure to leave a comment with your wedding date. Tell us when you're getting married. Tell us more details about your marriage. Tell us more details about what you need help with, and I'd answer it live right here on the show. But so the main thing is whether I'm your DJ or anyone else is, you'll just want to make sure that you have a very detailed timeline as far as how you want the night to go, but that thing is not set in stone. It's just there to kind of give us a checklist of what we need to accomplish. And if things were to happen which cause it to mess up, that's perfectly fine. You know, your ability to adapt and overcome will still make this a memorable event, and you won't have to think about how we stumbled because of dinner. And right now, as of Tuesday, so 3 days after their wedding, the last thing that couple on Saturday is thinking about is how dinner just screwed up their entire wedding. And that is not the case. So all I got to say is be willing to come up with your schedule, but also know that because of many different factors that are coming into the wedding, things may not go according to plan, and that's okay because you hired professionals who can adapt and overcome to whatever you throw at them. So the next topic I just want to talk about. Whoa. Oh man. Well, I can't say it now. You guys know what my last topic's going to be about. But I want to talk about weddings that are having the ceremony and the reception in the same location, because I've been getting a lot of weddings where people are thinking that they have to have the same start time as a wedding reception, you know. So where do I start with this? Typically, if you're having your ceremony at a church or a second location different from your reception, then you're having that at like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. But if you're having it all condensed into one location where you're not having to deal with people changing spots and just a bunch of moving parts, you can actually have your reception at a later time, and I recommend it. Primarily because if you have everybody at the same room for several hours, fatigue starts to set in, and that affects the way that people are wanting to celebrate. So what I recommend is, if you're having your ceremony and reception all in the same room and people are going to be there, you need to start later so that people are prepared to go later. Otherwise, if you're having a 3:30 or even 4 o'clock start time, and then you are going to have your reception to immediately follow, and you're expecting to go till midnight, one, there's going to be a lot of drunk people that are going to get really sloppy. Two, man, I should have planned out this. Two, I would say that people are going to get tired, and they're probably going to remove themselves after dinner a lot more likely than if you started later. So what I would just say is plan ahead, do your ceremony later. If you're getting married in October and you haven't officially sent out your invites yet, and you're doing it at the same ceremony and reception, same location, change that time up. You don't have to start. Just because your friends had their ceremony at 3 o'clock, but they had it at a church, and then they went to the reception hall, doesn't mean you have to. You can go with a 5 o'clock start time or 5:30. You know, if you think about it, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's 5 hours. So from 5 to 10 is 5 hours. So all I'm just saying is consider having your wedding at a later time if you're wanting to have an awesome party and you don't want people tired of being around each other in a hot room because it's July or whatever month you're getting in, and drinks, the bills racking up. Just consider starting late. You'll be thankful that you did. And the last thing that I want to talk about today, this is something that really, really upsets me at weddings. Now, if you go against me on this, I'm not going to throw a fit, okay? Why would I? But there's this thing that happens, and for some reason, photographers are doing this, and I've checked with DJs around the country, and it's just funny how some DJs in some states aren't seeing this happen and others are, and it seems to be like Arkansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa. It's like a straight line of states. So photographers in these states are like networking, and they're just like, hey guys, I got clients that are having me book till 9, and they want me to stay for the sparkler exit, but I don't want to. So what should I do? And the response that everybody's saying is to do what I call, and a lot of other DJs are calling, a fake exit. And what this is you got the party hopping, it's going great, and then next thing you know, the DJ has to tell everybody to get off the dance floor, go outside, and yell as the bride and groom walk down while you're holding these sparklers in your hand, and the photographer's snapping away pictures. So as somebody that leads events and leads parties and has to set the mood, take time to get people into the party mood, I really, really don't like this as a trend in the wedding industry, because what you're doing is you're like ejecting the party and just sending them away. You're sending the fake message that the night's over. And even if you tell them like, hey, we're going back inside, so, go back inside. Some people are like outside. The message is in their head like, we should probably get out of here, for some of them. The good ones, hopefully some of your wedding party people aren't leaving, but I have seen that happen. So if you have to do a fake exit, I understand it is what it is. Budget restraints cause this to happen. But all I'm saying is what that line says at the bottom. Let's see. It is a major buzzkill at receptions in the Midwest, and I don't want it to happen to your wedding. So some things that I've seen other couples do, which while I'll talk, I'll actually go through my phone and I'll find it, because if you're wanting to do a grand exit instead of a fake exit, you can still achieve it without having your photographer around. And I mean, we did one in September, and I have the video to show. Here it is. So let's just see if you guys can see this. So no photographer was around for this. And this was their exit. They turned and kissed. People were taking pictures at the corner or at the end of it with their phones out. And they ended up doing their grand exit. So if it's just because you think like, oh, we got our photographer, this is a big moment, we need to go do this exit, it's honestly not that big of a deal. You buy the sparklers. To me, it's about the personal experience more than it is about the pictures. Photographers will argue all day that our job is an artistry and we need to do that. And then DJs will be like, well, we're all about the party, and we collide. Well, all I'm saying is before you make a decision on who you want to hire as a DJ and as a photographer, you honestly need to make a decision before that on if you want to have a fake exit or not, because this will really impact the mood. And it's not just the mood of your guests, but it will also affect the people that are working with you. If you're not willing to do the fake exit, your photographer could be really upset by that. And if you're not willing to wait until the end and do the grand exit, your DJ might not be too happy about it. So all I'm saying is you don't even need, like, the send-off is the best part of the night, in my opinion. The send-off is the best part of the night because, one, we end the night with a big, loud roar where everybody, like last weekend, like, one last time, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Mr. and Mrs. Haynes. Yeah! Get busy! Like, people are just screaming obscenities at them, you know, because they've been drinking for 5 hours. And then what I do then, okay, this is the much better alternative to the fake exit, is I'll be like, all right, at this time, we need everybody to go outside and form two lines and yell at the bride and groom. I'm not saying that exactly, but make some noise outside as the bride and groom make their exit. You know, last Saturday, we didn't even have sparklers for it. We just had them form two lines. We parked the car at the end of the two lines, and they ran through it. They did a big kiss, and they jumped in the car, and they went away. And to me, that was a lot better than a fake exit. And there was no lights on. It was pitch black, but they could see the bride and groom coming. And the one thing that made it even better is because we did a private last dance for them. If you don't know what a private last dance is, we talked about it on a previous episode of The Greatest Wedding Show, and we also have it as a clip on this YouTube channel. So if you're curious about what a private last dance is, we've talked about it on this channel. Go back and watch that. It's a good plug. It's what we call a plug in the biz. So as I say that, if you are worried about not having your photographer there long enough to capture your send-off or to do your sparkler or glow stick send-off, talk to your DJ, talk to me about it, and we'll come up with alternatives so that this doesn't have to affect the overall mood of your wedding day. So, anyway, one last plug, just in case somebody jumped on and caught this, but Sunday, August 1st, we're doing the Summer Wedding Gala in downtown Lincoln at the Talon Room. I'll be giving away a $100 gift card to Target, plus the first 10 brides that check in will be getting a free tote bag that says, hold on, let me grab it. says totes getting married. Totes getting married. So if you want a tote bag, you know, I love making swag. We made that with the Cricket. But, yeah, if you want a tote bag, you want a chance to win a $100 gift card, show up on on Sunday, August 1st, from noon to 3 p.m. at the Talon Room. You guys got a chance. Be one of the first 10, and I'll give you that tote bag. Makes also a good, like, mini chef apron. I should make we might get a totes getting married chef apron. But anyway, that's all the time I got. I appreciate you guys for checking out the show. I think this was, the 5th show that we'd done this for. And, 5th or 6th. I know we're over 4. And yesterday, we were planning on doing this yesterday, but unfortunately the dog had an incident. Had to take him to the vet. The only time frame they were available to see the dog was literally during the time that I'd been shooting the video. So here it is. If you guys have questions about fake exits, about the wedding gala on August 1st, about wedding ceremonies and receptions at the same location, or what to do if you're running behind. If you have questions about any of that, use the chat for this video to ask those questions, and I'll be glad to respond to all of your questions. I appreciate you guys for checking out the greatest wedding show. My name's Derek Hayden. I'm a DJ and owner of Crown DJs, and I'll see you guys on the next video next Monday at 4 o'clock. See ya.